Let's all start with a couple nice deep breaths. I think I'm needing to move the camera back a little bit, excuse me. That might work a little bit better. Okay, feet are going to be nice and narrow to start. Take a nice deep breath. Just feel your feet into the ground. Let's start stacking our bones, finding our nice alignment standing. So if we happen to be here or here or here or here, we're going to align that. So press down into your feet, lengthen your legs, pulling in and up. Tailbone is heavy. Ribs come down just a touch, and that's just so I'm not arching my upper back. So everything's nice and long. Shoulders are over the ribs, ears are over your shoulders. And I just want you to feel yourself grow taller. So that's an internal canvas, lifting, 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 stretching through the crown of the head. So you always want to feel lifted up from the earth. Feel that drawing in of the waist and that length so the neck can stay out of some of that tension we like to create. So from here, we're going to interlace our fingers. You're going to press the palms down. We're going to bend the knees. From here, you're just going to stretch the arms up and overhead. You're going to step your right foot out and lean to the right. And then come back to center. We're going to do that 2 more times, up and over to the right. And back to center. 1 more, reach. Now you're going to step into that foot. We're just going to circle the upper body. Just the upper body circles around. And then we step it in. We get to do the same thing on the other side. We press down and lift up. We reach that left leg out, stretch to the side, and bring it in. 2 more times, you stretch up and over. And bring it in. 1 more, stretch. Both feet come down, we circle the upper body all the way around, up and step it in. We get to do that again 2 more times on each side. Stretch it up. Right leg reach, arms reach. And in. And over. Really lengthen through that leg, through the arms. We reach. And then we circle through the center, all the way up. And step your left foot in. And we press down, reach, scoot up. Stretch it out. Bring it in, taking your time, up and over. And in. 1 more time. And then we come through the center. And then we step together. Arms open wide. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Press down, open your chest, and take your gaze up. From here, draw the belly in as we lengthen the spine out. Reaching from tailbone to the crown of the head. Soften your knees a little bit here. And then we're going to release our hands mindfully to the floor. And they're just going to round forward. So now as if we're hanging over a swing, ribs and belly are rounded. We're just going to let the upper body just kind of drape. So we're bending the knees, kind of bouncing. Belly's in and up. Head, neck, and shoulders nice and heavy. Just letting everything soften towards the floor. Big breath in through the nose. Long breath out through the mouth. 2 more breath cycles. Bend the knees a little bit deeper. Round that back just a little bit more. Let the head go. And then we're going to hold into that nice squat there. Pull the belly a little bit deeper. Now bring your chin to your chest. And then press into the floor to roll up. Lengthen the spine all the way up. Nice big shoulder roll. Excellent. So that's our little warm up for today. So we're going to start with a little combination. Heels are going to be together, squeezing in, and we're going to be moving left and right, doing a combination of things. So let's place our hands on the hips first. You're going to take your right leg and you're just going to tap to the side, bring it in. We're going to go side to side. So let's make it 8 on each side. So leg is nice and stretched, and you're squeezing in, point and flex. So moving energy side to side, stabilizing through the spine. We reach and reach. 2 more on each side, and really feel everything zipping in and out. 1 more. Then we're going to step that right leg out into plie and bring it in. Left leg out, plie. And so we're going side to side. We have 8. So feeling down into how low you want to go to open up those hips. Nice and slow, so we can get each piece of that puzzle. And as you come in, again, everything draws in and out. down and up. Spine is tall, tailbone is heavy. For the last 4, let's add those arms. Let's reach out and down and out and down. So you're crossing your hands in front of your belly and you're stretching out wide. Really stretch the knees, stretch the arms. 2 more each side. One more. Here, now we're going to step out to second wide, and then we're going to step our right foot back to curtsy. To second, zip it in, other side. So second, curtsy. Second, zip it in. So we're going to go side to side. So you have time to feel the energy of the out, the back, the out, and the in. Good. Reach and back. So you can choose to stay straight up and down here, or you can lean forward a little bit, working into the glutes a little bit deeper. Up to you. And we reach. Curtsy. One more slow each side. We're going to pick up the pace. One more here. Get ready. We're just going to pick up the tempo a little bit. So it's out, back, out, and out. Good, so feeling the rhythm, feeling each piece of the move, and just start to feel the breath increase in tempo perhaps. We're going to do 1 more each side, then we're going to hold the curtsies on that right side. So we move out to the right side, we step back for curtsy. Now straight up and down, knees are turned out, left foot and right foot are in alignment, and we come down and up. So I want you to squeeze your inner thighs together. If you're stepped too far back, you won't be able to engage the under thighs. So about right there, squeeze up. Back heel is lifted, knees tracking over the toes, and it's a zip in and up. 2 more here. Now we're going to come down little pulses. Keep those hips facing forward. I know they want to probably twist. Keeping it forward. 3 more, and then we're going to pitch it forward. So from here, you're going to reach the hips back, pitch it forward, and reach the arms down and up. So we're staying in that mid-range, so you're feeling that pull in and up right there. So now we're going to go for 8, and we're going to add a side stretch on the 8th one. So let's go. That's 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it in, stand it up, and stretch up and over to the side. Circle the arms around, and we have 6. So you're scooped and rounded, reaching towards the floor. 2 more. We lift up, we circle the arms, and we stretch up and over towards the leg that's in the front. Circle around, and we have 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, stretch, reach. Now we have 2. And we lift, stretch, reach. 1 more round of 2. Stretch, reach, 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 reach. We circle back around, reach the arms forward. Now the back foot's going to tap in and out. In and out, in and out. So really anchoring through that front leg. You're leaning forward, and we're just reaching that leg back as far as you can and pulling it right back in. Ankles tap. Good. We have 8 more here. Maybe bend that front knee just a little bit more. 4 more here. 2 more. Step it all the way in, stretch the arms up, squeeze those inner thighs together, step back out to second position, and then slide back into first. We get to the same thing on the other side. We reach out to second, we step back for that curtsy, and we start pulsing up and down, squeezing in and up. So full range of motion on the first round, checking in, making sure your inner thighs can touch. So maybe you are crossed over too far, it's just right behind the opposite heel. And we're drawing in and up right there. In and up. 4 more. We're going to go for the rounded spine and that pitch forward. 2 and 1. Find that plie, scoop and round, reach. Pulses for 8. Two more. We lift up, sweep up, stretch. And then back to the center. We have 6. Circle it up and around, stretch. And we come down, we have 4. Lift up and over, circle, stretch, squeezes inner thighs together, and we have 2. Lift, circle, stretch. One more set of 2. Lift up, circle, stretch. And we come right back down, reach the arms forward, step your back foot back, and we come in and out. In. So really bend that front knee, lengthen that spine out. And as that leg comes in, see if you can draw your belly just a little bit deeper and in. We have 8 more here. 8. 3 more. Bring the ankles in, push down, stretch it up. And then we step out to second and bring it back into first. Let's go ahead and roll our shoulders back, single arm shoulder rolls. Letting your hips stay stable by squeezing the inner thighs together. And as the shoulder rolls, feel your ribs move as well. So it might look awkward, but it's really good for the spine and the shoulders. One more roll, right and left. And then let's roll both of them together, press the hands down, let's stretch the neck up and over gently. And then we're gonna circle around, chin to chest, up to the other ear, hold. Good, press down a little bit more. Other way, chin to chest, circle around. Hold. Press one more time. Last time, up and over to your left. And then back up. Remember, we're going to reach the arms out wide. We're going to soften the knees so we're in that first position. Heels are pressing together. Tailbone is heavy. And from here, we're going to move our ribs right and left. So it's not a huge range of motion. You're just letting your body shift, your upper body shift side to side. So we've got a hinge point here. Stabilizing through the hips. And we move side to side. So it's good to learn how to isolate different parts of the body. It takes a lot of mind-body focus, but I know you all have that. We have one more each side. We're gonna hold center, hands to the ribs. We're gonna open the ribs and then close the ribs. So again, hips stay stable, removing the front body, opening and closing. And in. So as the ribs pull back, scoop the belly in. 3 more. Really feel that all the way up into the neck. 1 more. Come to neutral, squeeze it in. From here, we're just gonna lift the heels up and down. So you're really wrapping those glutes around. Lots of balance here. If you need to hold on to something, perfect. We lift. Making sure you're pushing evenly into both feet. Sometimes one foot wants to lift before and your hips start to move, but find that nice lift. Let's reach those arms all the way up. And to the wide V. Shoulders slide down the back, ribs draw down just a touch. We have 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Heels come down. Now we're going to lift up one last time with those heels. Turn the heels back. We're going to step out a little bit wider. And we're going to circle the arms, sit back into a hinge, sitting back, and then circle back up. We're going to do 4, nice and slow, hips back, arms wide, and lift up. So lift the chest, and then drop the chest. 1 more slow, we're going to pick up the pace. Let's go. It's up and back, and up and back. So you really have to sweep those arms, hips tuck under, abs zip it up. If we're going too fast, you just take it down to half time. We have several of these, part of our little cardio, back and up. Feel yourself grow taller with each reach. So it's a stretch and a strength all in one. One more set of 8. 8. more, then we're gonna hold the squat back. 3. And we hold the squat back, pulse it. So arms are reaching back, palms are up. You're in a nice wide low V behind you. Now abs are really drawing in here. We're gonna reach that right arm forward, keeping that left arm where it is. Palm is down, reaching forward. We're gonna switch arms. Right foot, right arm back, left arm reaches, stretch, and sit it back. Now both arms are gonna reach forward, palms down, drop the shoulders. Now we're gonna come down an inch, up an inch, down and up. If this is too much for the arms, bring them to the hips. We're using the arms for counterbalance so we can sit back just a little bit deeper in those hips. Down and up, down and up. Now we're gonna come to our lowest point. Find your lowest point, hold. Little pulses on the down. So they're tiny little movements. We have 8, 7, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Hands come to the knees. I want you to tuck and round the spine, pushing down into the knees, tuck the tailbone, round the spine as much as you can, and then elbows wide, press into a flat back. Keeping those knees inward, we're gonna do that 2 more times. So we scoop and round. Press and lengthen. Using the breath right here, inhaling and exhaling. From here, we're just gonna drop our fingertips to the floor. Drop the head, lift the hips. You do not have to straighten the legs, to get a nice length to the back. And let's roll it up. Bone by bone, we're stacking them up, growing longer, longer, longer. Right from here, we're gonna turn out to second position. Tailbone's gonna be heavy for the first round, and then we're gonna be sitting back into a sumo squat. So we're gonna start with just plies, down and up. So now, as we're moving through, you can adjust where your knees and toes are, if they need to be more forward or out. Again, you're sliding between 2 bookshelves, up and down. So we're gonna add that right arm. We're gonna press and back, press. So straight up and down on this round, we press. So as you press, you're squeezing your chest. You're stopping right in front of the shoulder. It's a resistance. So you're pressing against an invisible wall right there. 1 more, now we reach with the other side, other arm, we press. So you're really squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. You're trying to draw your heels together. Feel the inner line connecting, press. So we are resisting, we're working our arms here and our chest. Good, 4 more, then both arms will be reaching. 3, 2, 1 more, both arms, tap behind, press and squeeze, as if there's a ball and you're squeezing it right between your shoulders, between those hands. So feel that squeeze, almost like a pause right there, down and up. We have 4 more, make them count. 4, everything squeezing inward. 3, 2, 1 more, squeeze and hold. So you're really pressing in, squeezing, drop the shoulders down, squeeze those heels together. Tailbone's heavy, we're squeezing for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come to the hips, soften the knees, push the hips side to side. So, belly dancers love to move their hips, but I would say most Americans were a little self-conscious of doing things like this. I know I am, but it's so good to move our pelvis in different angles. We're going to do 1 more each side, and then we're going to tuck and extend. So hold center, tuck and extend. This is the one I'm talking about. A lot of us are really uncomfortable doing this, but it's so good for your lower back. It releases the tension and also allows you to feel that belly engagement to bring the pubic bone up. So you are using your glutes to tuck, but I want you to feel that draw in and in. 1 more. Find neutral, come down a little lower. Now we're gonna circle the hips without moving the knees. It's a circle around. So your tailbone, you're getting some arching and rounding. So just like when we were moving the ribs, isolating, and we're now isolating the hips. Good. One more circle, we get to go the other direction. Reverse, circle. So think of a crayon on your tailbone. You're making a circle between your legs. And just see what range of motion you can do without coming up or coming down. We're staying in that nice plane that we started in. 2 more. 1 more. Hold, come down a little lower. Press up, reach up, nice stretch. I want you to press into those toes, so you have to find your core, your midline. So tailbone tucks, ribs come down, belly pulls in, we push into those toes to reach. Press and hold. Now you're pressing into your 10 toes, out and away. Now think of those heels pulling inward. Feel that inward connection. Finding your balance for 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels come down. We're just going to sweep our arms side to side, keeping the legs nice and stable. Up and over. Let the arms start to just sweep and drape. So what we're doing is releasing some tension in the upper body. No rules or regulations on this one. Just let it go side to side. We're going to do this one more time each side. We're going to come into a plie. Continue as we reach. Tailbone is heavy to the floor. Knees are open wide. We have one more each side. Both arms up again. Stretch the legs. Let's toe heel all the way in. Toe heel. All the way in. Hands press down. All right, we get to grab our weights. Grab a sip of water. Working the upper body. Sets of weights, heavier weights and lighter weights. You can always use the heavier weights when we go to the biceps or wherever you feel stronger. Most of us feel stronger in our biceps and triceps than our shoulders. So listening to that. All right. So let's place our feet together all the way in. Squeeze the knees together and soften. So we're just here, here, and then squeezing in. Everything's just nice and stable here. Arms are going to stretch long. Shoulders are down. So we're just going to reach out to the side and then back down. So I like to do shoulders because it's the one area where I'm a little wonky, a little off. One arm always likes to lift higher than the other. So I'm just trying to feel, why is that happening? So it's down and out. So moving slow for the first 8. We have 4 more. Then we're going to pick up the pace and then we're going to add some rotations. So it's getting that nice and warm. 1 more. We're going to pick up the pace. We have 8. If out to shoulder height does not feel good, you just open to a lower V. 2 more, and then we're going to reach up. We're going to hold here. Rotate the palms. Soften the elbows. We curl it in and out. So you're doing your best to keep the shoulders sliding down the back, making sure you're not starting to arch your back and send those ribs forward. So your lower body is still very active. Reach and pull. I want you to resist those weights as if they're very heavy. We have another set of 8 here. Palms are facing. You can even tap the shoulders if you'd like. Elbows stay right where they started. 4 more. Feeling your strength. Let's do 2 more. 2, 1. Here, your hold. Just hold there for a moment. Now the hands are going to come up. You're in a goalpost. We're going to reach the arms up to a wide V. Now the hands are going to come together and sweep down, and you're going to reach the palms back behind you with straight arms. So it's called superstar. We bring it in and we reach up wide. Bring them in and press down low. We're going to go slow for the first round. Up and press back. So you're keeping those arms nice and straight. Shoulders slide down the back. Reach and open the chest. So you can even add a little sit back if you'd like into the hips, but make sure the belly pulls in. And reach. Good. Up. Squeeze those knees together. 1 more slow. We're going to pick up the pace. So you have to make sure you're finding that rotation of the shoulders. Let's pick it up. Open and back. Open and back. So there is a little bit of a swing, but I want to make sure your body's not moving or swinging without needing to. It's control, press, control, press. Good, we have 4 more. Then we're going to hold those arms up and wide. 2, press. 1, reach up and hold wide. We're we're just gonna press in. So we're not coming all the way in, we're just finding that resistance in. Arms are slightly in front of the head, so they're not right here, they're slightly forward. So the shoulders can drop down. Press in, in, in. We have 8. Working the chest, the upper shoulder. For 3, 2, 1. Bring them together, press back, sit back, arms wide. We're gonna press back. So we're in a low V. We're lifting up at the highest point and pulsing just below that high point. So we're not down here, coming to your highest point, pulsing there, up. You got it. Out to that low V. We have 4 more here. We're gonna go back to that upper V. 2, 1. Bring it in, reach it up. Now we come all the way together and out. Slow for 4. So we're squeezing, touching those weights. Squeeze. We'll pick up the pace. Squeeze. Squeeze, as if you're pressing a ball or a pillow between your weights. Trying to keep your shoulders drawing down, arms nice and straight for 3, 2, 1. Sweep back, reach, palms up. We're gonna squeeze in and in. So again, you're lifted with a straight arm to your highest point. We're squeezing in. The palms are facing up. Continue, squeeze. 4 more. We're gonna squeeze in and hold. Now a little micro bend, push and push. So the straighter the arm, the more activity. The bend is just a release to go right back to that squeeze. These are super effective if they're done correctly, and all that is keeping the arm nice and straight and press. Continue this movement. We're gonna rotate our palms in. Reignite those arms, lift them a little higher, little bend, push. Tiny micro bend. Now see if you can bend your knees, tuck your tailbone a little bit so the lower body's active as well. Continue here, we're gonna rotate the palms down, knuckles up, micro bend, push. I'm starting to feel, anyone else? Good, press and press. We have 8, 3, 2, squeeze and hold. Now we're gonna open out to that wide low V again. We're gonna stand up, rotate the palms. We're gonna have the arms floating here for bicep curls. And out. So you're reaching to a low V, keeping that angle. The elbows stay right where they are. So the elbows are not coming in, they're staying at that low level. Good. Continue. All we're gonna do is change the angle of the hands. So now rotate your palms forward, out and forward. So again, we're resisting, we're not squeezing the weight, we're squeezing our biceps and maintaining that elbow elevation. Reach, reach. Let's just do 4 more. 4, really make each one count, really squeeze. 2, 1, reach, 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 hold, 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 hold. Now the hands are gonna come forward, placing the weights together, bend the elbows. You're gonna lift the elbows up to shoulder height, little pulses up and up. So you're pressing up, keep pressing the weights together, and the shoulders slide down, little presses up. Good, continue, working the front of the shoulders and chest. We have 8, 7, 3, 2, 1, hold here, squeeze the elbows together, release, squeeze. So you're keeping that same height the whole time. Try not to let the elbows drop below the shoulders. If they do, that's fine, but just make sure it's because you're uncomfortable rather than just not doing it. Squeeze, and we squeeze. 4 more. Always good to have strong shoulders. 2 more. Squeeze. Squeeze in and hold. Now we're gonna reach out and in. So your elbows are apart, but the weights are still together. Out and in. So we're going to continue this range of motion with the arms, continue, but we're going to step the feet out wide. You're going to turn the toes out. And And we're gonna add a reach and a bicep curl. I'll show you one here. So from here, you're gonna reach towards your left knee, or your right knee, sorry. Pull up to the right shoulder. So it's down, squeeze up. So the hips sit back, you tap your thigh, hold to the shoulder. So the hips, we're working the glutes a little bit here. And you're also working the core. So as the hips go back and the arms go down, drawing the abs in just a little bit more. We have 8 more. Picking up the pace for the last 8, 7. 3 more, we'll go the other side. 2, 1, bring it up, switch to the other shoulder, reach and pull. So you're squeezing those weights together. So there's that internal connection. Elbows are elevated just away from the ribs. Hips back, belly in. There's so much to talk about. We reach. One more slow, we'll pick up the pace for the last 8. So it's down and up. So you're really squeezing, controlling. Last 4. 2 and 1, lift it up. Now we're gonna circle around. Circle, again, you're pressing the weights together. Elbows are floating in front of the body a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and let the upper body move with the arms if you'd like. One more circle this direction, and then we're gonna reverse it. Around, switch. Again, keep pressing those weights together actively. That's part of the work here. Down and around. I like to release my fingers and just have my thumbs holding the weights as we circle. 4 more here. 4, 3. Keep squeezing them in. It's easy to release. 1 more. All the way up. Press up with your strength. Press down, palms down. Press. And we're just going to hold at your shoulder height. Hold. You're reaching to the sides of the room. You can drop the weights here if you'd like. We're just going to start with little lifts up and down. Tiny little movements. This is actually a really great exercise to do without weights. We're just lifting and lowering. Making sure your shoulders aren't rounded forward. You're nice and open. Now we're going to hold here, hold. Now you're just going to bring your arms forward. Try and stay at that elevation. Hold, little lift and up and down. So notice how the arms are being forward. It wants to draw your body forward, but your core is strong, holding you stable. We have 4. We're going to hold forward. We're just going to open out. Bring it together. Tap the weights. Press. Now I want you to feel the chest squeeze and feel your shoulder blades squeeze. Press and reach. If you need to lower your arms a little bit, you can. We're on the home stretch. We have 5 more of these. 5. Work the back, work the chest. 2. 1 more. Let's press back, let the hands come behind, rotate your palms, press down, and we're just gonna keep the weights at the pelvis or the hips, and we're gonna lean forward, straight spine, all the way up. Now release your hands, bring them to the floor, let the upper body drop, and let those weights be an extra stretch for you. You can bend the elbows if you're close to the floor, but let the head, neck, and shoulders go. Opening up the back and hips. Bring energy towards your toes a little bit. Soften your knees just a little bit and press down and away with your feet. Again, keep letting the head go. And from here, we're going to roll right back up. Bring those weights with you. And a big shoulder roll. Very nice. Good to place the weights down. Come into some standing bar work. We've got a lot of floor work to do today. So we're going to do some basic leg work, but boy, it burns. It gets to it quickly. So I'm going to show you the side angle. We're going to start with our feet together, knees together in parallel. And notice the difference between being here, or being here, or being here. So you just want to be in that nice lifted. It's okay if you have a little bit of lower back. I just want to make sure that you're not arching through the upper back. So nice and strong, one hand on the bar. Feet and knees squeezing together. We're going to start with some releve. So this is basic stuff, but it is very, very effective. So you're coming up as high as you can. Your spine sponging down into your 10 toes. So you're kind of pushing down, feeling your toes spread as the heels rise up. And you're just doing your best to come up as high as you can without those ankles coming apart. So you have to find that inner line to squeeze as we come up and down. And notice if we're going forward and back, it's straight up and down. Good. We're going to do 8 more here, but we're going to pick up the pace. And it's up and down, up and down. So you're coming to your highest point. It doesn't have to be as high as I am. You can come a 1/4 inch off the floor. You're still going to get that engagement. 3 more, 2, and 1. We're going to lift the heels high and hold. We're going to bend the knees. Tailbone reaches towards the heels. Holding here, keep squeezing those knees together. Little pulses down and up. So we're on the higher point of our squat or plie here. Keep wrapping those ankles together, knees together, and nice heavy tailbone. Good, so we're just kind of doing little tiny movements, warming up the thighs. We have 8 more here, and then we're going to go to a nice, our lowest point plie, parallel plie, for 3, 2, 1. So now you're going to come down as low as you can. Some people can come all the way down to their heels without pitching forward. You don't have to come that low, but you're going to come down to your lowest point, and then come up halfway. Down to your lowest point, halfway. Good, I know that's going to burn, down and up. Squeezing ankles and knees together. If you want to drop your heels down, you can, but that's part of the challenge. Coming down, halfway up. Now see if you can come a little lower, maybe not come up as high. We have 8. Oh, I'm feeling it. I might have to take a break. 3, 4, keep squeezing in. 5, 6, 1 more, 2 more, 7, and 8. Hold at your lowest point. Tuck the tailbone under, send it back. Tuck and back. Again, everything's still squeezing together. Heels are elevated if you'd like. We tuck and back. Again, it's the abs pulling in. 3 more. Woo. And 2. Come a little lower. Last one. Squeeze and hold, hold, hold. Push to stand up and drop the heels. Whew. Anyone else feel that? Good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and stretch our quad out. Holding onto that ankle. You can also place the foot on the chair. So finding that quad stretch. Think of the knee dropping to the floor as you press your pelvis just gently forward. And keep the chest lifted here. And we're going to mindfully release the foot, step down, other side. Grabbing onto the ankle or the foot. Just let everything soften. So try not to grip too much in the stretches. And then we'll mindfully release that foot. So we're going to do something very similar in turnout. First position, turnout. I want us to be a little bit more of a Pilates stance rather than a wide first position. A little bit narrower. So when their feet are narrower, your knees are narrower. So you don't want your knees to go further out and roll out to the outside of your foot. So finding that connection. So we're going to start with some plies here. Down, squeeze up. So now you're feeling that inner thighs sandwiching together. Tailbone and maybe a little tuck. And we're finding that connection there. So down and up. So this is that internal work that I talk about that is up to you, how intensely you work this. You can start to sweat after 4 if you're really squeezing everything in. Try to let everything work from here down. Try not to let your neck and jaw work or your shoulders work here. We just have 2 more plies. We're going to add in some releve, so squeeze everything in, and we lift up and down. Again, same thing, we're lifting the heels only as high as you can come up. We're not coming to the toes, we're coming to the ball of the foot, pushing down into the toes to help the heels rise. Good, we're up and down, up and down. We're going to do 2 more slow, and then we're going to pick up the pace for 8. Pick up the pace, up, down, lots of control. Up, 3, 2, 1. We're going to lift the heels high and hold. We're going to squeeze those heels together. Press them in. You should feel that inner thigh, pelvic floor pulling in and up. Now from here, we're going to plie slow. Find your mid-range, little pulses up and down. So the heels coming apart, you're gonna miss a little bit of the connection. So I want you to really actively push the heels. Tailbone is heavy, and we're pulsing that mid-range, mid to upper range. And if the heels come apart, just bring them right back together. We have 4 more. 2 and 1. Now we're gonna come down to our lowest point, wherever that is for you. Some people can come all the way down. That bothers my knees, so I come to about here. Tailbone is heavy. Come down an inch, up. Down to your low point, halfway up. Down, halfway up. So we're not way at the top range, right, or low range. You're feeling it already. Heels can be down if you need to. Down, halfway up. Down, halfway up. Good. We have 4 more. Ooh, maybe come a little bit lower. See if you can challenge yourself. 2, 1. Hold at your low point. Circle the hips in circles. Keeping our low elevation. Oh. 2 more circles. Let's reverse it in either direction. So notice I'm not coming up or down. I'm just moving my pelvis in a circle. 3, 2, 1. Push up, squeeze up. Hold the inner thighs together. Squeeze those heels together. Tailbone is now heavy. Let's find our balance point. Reaching the arms up. Nice round circle overhead. Keep lengthening, pushing down into those toes to lift the heels, pressing the heels together. Squeeze and lift for 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels come down, arms press. Shake it out. So if you're getting down low enough, the second one should have been hard. I could barely finish that, so thank you for joining me. All right, so from here we're gonna find our way to the mat. I'm gonna adjust the camera and we'll come down. For some plank, we're gonna work our back body a little bit today. So planking is always one of my favorites. 1, because it's challenging. 2, because it's a very amazing functional exercise. So starting at the back of your mat, soften your knees. And let's just slide our hands down. So we can all meet at the mat. If you're already down there, great. If you're setting up still, take your time. Hands slide to the floor. We're just gonna walk ourselves out. We're gonna come to our hands and knees. So from here, I want you to keep your toes tucked. Your knees are hips distance and your feet are also. I find that a lot of people bring their feet together and their knees are out, or their knees are in and their feet are out. So you wanna be in that alignment, feet and knees. So from here, if you have a hard time with wrists, you can bring your forearms down. It's a little bit more challenging, but you can do it. All right, so from here, we're just gonna tuck and round, drop your head. Now from here, we're just gonna send our hips back towards our heels in that rounded position so you get a nice stretch for the back. So you're pressing back, tucking and pulling in, pulling in. Now we're gonna come right back out in that rounded position. And we're gonna come to a flat back, shoulder blades slide down the back, belly pulls in, hips are back, and we sit back towards the heels. So the chest is lifted, the gaze is towards your fingers. You're pushing into your fingers to let the hips drop. Then we're gonna come right back to the center. We're gonna tuck and round again. Gaze is towards your hands. You're pushing the floor away. All we're gonna do is hover the knees off the mat. So we're gonna hover and tap the knees 8 times. So find that tuck and scoop, and we push into the toes, push in the hands, we lift up. Tap, lift. You don't have to lift far, but I want you to think of your belly pulling up to the sky to lift those knees. Lift. 2 and 1. Knees come down just for a moment. Shoulders roll back and down. The next exercise is a micro bend of the elbows and push. You can keep your knees down, or you can find that challenge. We tuck, we hover the knees. Now just the elbows bend towards your knees and press. So it's a micro bend, push. Bend, push. So my knees are gonna move a little bit, so my upper body is moving. 3 more. Tiniest little movement. And then down. So we're gonna combine the two, a tap of the knees and a bend of the elbows. So scoop and round, shoulders back down your back, lift those knees up, soften the elbows, and then down, push, down, push. So knees tap as you bend the elbow. We're coming closer to the floor, bend and push. We have 8, 7. Keep wrapping those elbows in towards your knees. Again, you can just do the legs or just do the arms, either one. 2 and 1. Hold hover, hold the hover. Find that elbow bend, hold the elbow bend. Let the neck drop, scooping around the belly. Tuck the tailbone for 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Unfurl your toes, sit back, child's pose. Woo! Reaching those arms long, look up towards your hands, walk your hands forward just a little bit more, and sit back. Let the armpits stretch down towards the floor and toward your knees. Let the head go. Catching your breath. And then we're going to rise back up to all fours. Shoulders back into place. We're going to slowly walk ourselves out and come to our belly. So from here, I like to press my hips forward first. Draw the shoulder down and slowly roll, bend the elbows down to come onto the belly. So we're on our stomachs. Forehead's going to be down. And I want you to stretch both arms overhead and make a little karate chop. So your thumbs are up, hands are nice and firm, and you press into the earth there. Let the head drop from there, and then go ahead and just rock your hips side to side. Then we're going to find that center. I want you to press your pubic bone into the mat and pull your belly up. From here, you're going to press into your right hand and lift your left leg off the floor. So your left leg, your hips distance, and you're lifting from your glutes. As you press into that right hand, lift the other leg. Now, you're pressing into your right hand more than your left hand. It's still on the floor. Your upper body's elevated a little bit. Now your right hand is pushing, your right leg is lifting. So keep that right arm pushing as you lift your left leg. And then lift your right leg. So we're getting a lot of shoulder work and stretch in that right arm. Switch legs. Switch legs. One more, switch legs. And then lower the upper body down. Relax the hips. We're going to do that on the other side. So you press your pelvis into the mat. Pull your belly in, press into your left arm, and elevate your right leg. So your right hand's relaxed, your left arm is pushing to get a shoulder stretch. And then we're going to keep that left arm pressing into the mat as we lift our left leg. And then our right leg. And our left leg. And our right leg. Now come all the way down. Release the hips and belly just for a moment. Now let's re-engage one more time. Pressing the pelvis in the mat, pull the belly in. We're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to hover the legs and hover the arms. Now from here, you're going to rotate your palms down, lift your right arm, lift your left leg, then your left arm, right leg, and let's swim. So you can go slow or fast. You're trying to lift your upper body off the floor, pulling the belly up away from the floor, and we're stretching long, we're reaching, and we're kicking and kicking. Good. I want you to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more round of breath in and out. Hold, stretch, squeeze, reach, reach, reach. Now your left hand reaches down as you look toward your feet. Turn your hips, knees, and toes out and click the heels together. So you're looking down your left side. You're reaching with that right arm, and we're clicking, clicking, clicking those heels together. Good. We have 8, 7, 6. Keep lifting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach that left arm all the way back up. Find your lift one more time. Right arm reaches down. Reach towards the feet, and we click, click. Squeezing the bottom, inner thighs. Click, click, click. Lift, lift, lift. For 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it in. Reach your right arm. Hands come out to a T. Hold. Hands come all the way down. Reach and hold. Rotate your palms up. Lift one last time. Stretch, reach, lift. And then we bend our elbows, placing our hands down. Press yourself gently up and back into child's pose, letting that lower back release. Woo. Back work. One of my challenging areas. All right. From here, we're going to come on to our back side. Our side. We're going to come and do a Z sit. So right leg forward, left leg back. And I want you to start with your knee touching your foot and your front leg. It can be your left or right side. We do both. Find that alignment first. So we're doing our best to sit up tall here. I have a long lever, a long upper body, so I need to lean a little bit. If you can stay lifted, fantastic. Otherwise, the hand comes down gently. I want you to take this knee and then move it back. So it's glutes back behind you, and now it's out to the side of the room. And from here, we're gonna lean forward just a touch, and we're gonna be lifting that back knee and foot. So you can place your hand forward if you'd like, have it on your hip as you wish. So we're gonna lift that leg up. So you want your knee and foot to come up at the same time, and that leg is out to the side of the room, if not further back. And we lift. So it's a lot of work here to keep our upper body balanced, and lift. We have 2 more, and then we're gonna just press back. Lift and hold, flex the foot, push back. The leg is not gonna straighten, but you're gonna feel the glutes work. And we press and press with the flex foot. 3 more. Hold, point the toe. We lift and out, up and down 6, 5. If you want to come to your side here, perfectly fine. You're working a lot of the same muscles. 2 and 1. Flex the foot, push back for 6. See what's happening here. Hold to the side, point the toe, down and up for 4. Lift and hold, flex, and push back for 4. Hold, point, lift for 2. Flex, push for 2. We're going to do that again. Point, lift for 2. Flex, push for 2. 2 more rounds. Lift, lift, press, press. 1 more. Lift, lift, press, press. Hold the press, hold the press. Point the toe. Come down to your forearm. Stretch the leg out, straight out to the side. So your spine and your leg are all one line. You're gonna reach your top arm and you're gonna rotate your ribs to the floor just a touch. Stretch. Now reach that leg behind you a little bit. Now we're just gonna come into the center. You're gonna tuck and round, pulling your elbow, forehead to your knee, and then we're gonna stretch it back out. We're gonna do that slow 1 more time, then we're gonna pick up the pace, but your abdominal wall pulls the knee in, and then we stretch and reach. Let's pick up the pace. It's in, stretch, in. So I really want you to contract your abdominal wall to bring that knee in, and really get that stretch out there as much as you can. We have 2 more. Stretch, reach, and hold. Reach that leg behind you a little bit more, a little bit straighter. Lift up and up. So you're trying to keep your upper body stable so we're not moving everything. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the leg comes to the side again. Reach the arm, reach the leg, little circles forward. 8, 7. And reverse, back. Now maybe reach back further. Reach back further. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee in. Oh. Let that knee drop in front. Let the hip go. So you're just kind of bringing that leg around. And then we're going to press ourselves up. This top knee, that was the back leg, is just going to drop out to the side. So just getting a nice release of that hip we just worked and glutes. So the feet, your bent knee is still in location. That leg that was working comes forward and just let the knee drop. Ooh. We get to do the other side. And we sweep around, finding that Z-sit. So that foot stays where it is. Find that alignment first. See if you can drop your hip. Find that core connection. Hand comes down for a little balance. We're going to lean a little bit. You're going to take that knee. You're going to press it back behind you. So now it's out to the side. Draw in. Keep that spine lifted. Make sure you're not starting to crouch. And we lift up and up. So you're going to feel the back obliques, the front obliques. You have to really draw in to support. 1 more. Flex the foot and we push back. So as you push back, it's okay if your leg is closer to the floor. You're still going to work the glutes. It doesn't have to be up high off the floor. 2 more. Then we point and we lift to the side for 6. Hold, flex, and push for 6. Again, if you want to come down to your forearm there, that's perfectly fine. 2 and 1. Point the toe and lift for 4. 3. Working our abs and our obliques here. Flex and push for 4. Now we have 2. Up for 2 and push back for 2. And up, and back. Back. 2 more sets of 2. to our side angle. Stretch the leg out. Reach the arm and rotate your ribs to the floor. Stretch that leg back behind you a little bit. So really draw in and up here as we stretch. Now we contract to pull the knee in. Stretch out, get as long as you can. And we pull in. And we stretch. One more slow, then we pick up the pace for 8. We come in and out. And then we pick up the pace. It's in. Stretch. So your abs contract. Keep that contraction as you stretch back. We reach. Pull. Watch your shoulder that's on the floor that's not shrugging up. We have 3, 2, and 1. Stretch it back. Reach, 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 reach. Reach your arm and now reach your leg to the side. And we lift up and up. Stretching, try to reach outside the room. 3, 2, 1. Hold, circle forward for 8. So you're trying to stabilize the rest of your body as we circle. 2, 1, reverse it. We circle back. Maybe even reach that leg back behind you a little bit more. Back and back. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, bring that knee in. Let it drop forward for a moment. Then we're going to take our hand. We're going to lift up and just let that knee drop to the side. Oh, thank goodness. So just holding there for a moment, letting those hips release. This leg can be straight. However, you can get that knee and hip to open up. Now we're going to go to a little bit more core. So we're going to go ahead and place our feet together. Knees are forward just a touch. I want you to squeeze everything in, holding onto the back of the thighs. I want you to round back, scooping and hollowing the ribs. The ribs are pulling back. You want to get down to the edge of your sacrum. So we're back pretty far. So you want to feel it's almost like, ooh, I can almost fall back. But you're not going to because your core is so strong. So your hands are light. You can use them if you'd like, but we're going to come back an inch, up an inch. So notice my hips don't move. I'm really tucked. I'm finding that location on my sacrum, and I'm moving back and up. So it's my upper body, my ribs lean back and up. Small movement. Again, knees are squeezing together, feet are on the floor, and we wrap. If you would like a little bit more, you just move your head back a little bit. You don't lose that roundness, but your head becomes a little bit of extra weight for you as you gaze forward. Little tiny movements. You're coming back to your lowest point and then lifting. Back and lift. We have 5 more here. Squeeze everything in. Find your low point. 2 and 1. Hold, hold, hold. Now from here, you're going to lean back and reach your right arm out and then up. So lean back, reach, and up. So we're coming back to our low point, opening. Our ribs and our hips and knees stay stable because we're squeezing in and we're staying low on that sacrum. We're just using the upper back to reach and up. 2 more. We're going to work with the other side. Out and up. Hand comes down. Reach the other hand. We lean back as we stretch out and lift up. So we're just coming back an inch, up an inch. So you're really scooping and hollowing out the belly. The work is right there. We have 4 more. You can always place a ball behind your back if you need support. 1 more. Now hold on 1 more time. Roll back a little bit lower. Reach your right hand forward or out to the side. Now take your other arm and reach and try and grab it. Now we're just going to pulse and reach. Pulse back and reach. So you're going to feel that opposite side really working. Pull back and reach. We have 4, 3. These are challenging. 2 and 1. Back to the center. Hands. If you want to come up for a break, you can come up. Otherwise, come right back up into your deep position. Other hand reaches to the side. Take your opposite hand, reach and try and gather them. And we pulse back and back and back. Keep hollowing it out. Keep scooping back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. Straighten the legs. Lift the arms. Circle around. Place the hands behind you. Press to lean forward. So you're taking your gonna go and just flex and point the feet. So you can be here if you'd like. If you're back here, that's fine. We're also, you can have bent knees if you need to. We're just getting a nice opening of the back of the legs, nice long spine. And again, you're still hollowing in and back. 2 more. And 1. Point the toes, release the hands on the shins, and let your upper body round. Just let your upper body get heavy. You're hollowing out the belly, just letting your head be heavy, hanging for that stretch. And then we're going to lift up nice and tall. We can all grab our counter or our chair for this next stretch. You can use your chair if you'd like. You do not have to, but it's there for assistance. So if you have a chair, bring it in front of you. You're going to be on your knees. You're going to take 1 foot forward and find that lunge. So you're leaning forward. You can hold on to the top of the chair or the side of the chair, or you don't have to hold on to anything, but it's nice to have something. So we're moving forward, trying to keep the knee and ankle in alignment, opening up that back hip flexor. And then from here, we're just going to push the hips back, keeping the spine lengthened and reach that front leg. If you'd like to flex the foot, pulling it back. Drawing the shoulders down the back, getting a nice stretch for the arms. And the toe points, the knee bends. Now the back toe is going to lift, tuck. You're going to push into that back leg, finding a nice high lunge. So you're dropping your hips, and I want you to push down in the chair and lift your chest. Now we're going to stretch your front leg long and lean forward. So again, your hands could be on the chair for assistance, elbows drop down, let the neck be long, squaring off the hips. And then we're going to gently bend that front leg again. Slowly lower that back knee down to the mat. And we're going to do a little reach of that right arm. So if your left leg is forward, your right arm reaches up, and you lift up and over towards that leg. So getting a nice side stretch as you keep pressing the pelvis forward. And then we're going to lift up and switch sides. So if you need to come down, switch sides. Bringing the other foot forward, gentle bend. Hip flexors opening, abs are in. Again, making sure this alignment, we're not here. You want to be nice and strong as we reach the arms and drop the pelvis. From here, we're just going to push into that front leg, stretch the hips back. Opening up the back of the leg, squaring off those hips a little bit. If you'd like a little bit more, flexing the toes back. Ooh. And make sure you're breathing deeply and exhaling deeply to remove any toxins from your blood. Pointing the toe again, we bend. From here, you're going to tuck your back toes, press into that front leg, lift the back. And drop the hips just a touch more here. Pushing through the back heel, pressing down and forward with that front leg. From here, we're going to lift the hips. You can step your back foot in if you like, or you can stay out nice and long, or squaring those hips off. So notice the difference between being here and here. Pushing down and away with that front foot as you push through the back heel. Elbows drop, neck is long. Gently bend that front leg. Slowly bring that knee back down to the mat. And we're going to come up. You're going to extend that arm opposite of that knee and stretch up and over as you keep pressing this hip gently forward. Getting a nice side stretch. And then the hand will come around. We're going to go ahead and come back to all fours just for a moment. Hands come down. We're going to stretch up into a down dog. So toes tuck. We pop the hips up. Press back into down dog. So we're just gently pushing the heels back. Let's go ahead and pedal the heels right and left. And continue doing that. So whoever cannot come into that down dog position, if that hurts your wrist, that's what the chair's here for. You can just do 1 foot at a time and press back. There's always some opportunity to get some stretches in. So pressing those heels gently, rotating the tail up to the sky. Let's all bend our knees, lifting the heels just a touch. We're going to tiptoe towards our fingertips. You have to really draw your belly in. Getting your feet right underneath you. Bring
bring the hands to the knees. We're going to tuck the tailbone and we're going to push down to the floor to grow taller.
Nice big shoulder roll. Let's all take a nice big inhale up. And pull right down into your center. Close your eyes for a moment and just feel into your body, whether you're standing or sitting or kneeling. As you breathe in and out, just feel the sensations that your body are experiencing. Just being present with that. And just give yourself some gratitude for being willing to show up every morning that you can and be here and be your full attention for yourself, to heal your body, to bring health to your body and vitality, and joining all of these beautiful women together in a moment in time. So thank you so much. Nice big breath in. Open the eyes, spread your heart. Thank you.